Today, I thought I would try something different, just a little something to give my arms a little bit of a workout. I know I wave my arms a lot. I talk with my arms a lot too, so they're always in movement. But what about adding in a little resistance for my arms since my legs are getting such a good workout? So this band around my neck, it's a resistance band that I bought when I was taking Pilates. And I've been looking at them just sitting there and I said, I think I could use this. I think I could do something with my arms with this. Now it says right on the label on this particular band, light tension. So I figured that it would work, but spoiler alert, what you're about to see, it is not going to work for me. This resistance band is too much for my arms to pull apart, do the things that I was planning to do while also maintaining my bounce. It was just too much for me to keep up with, and I had to toss it aside. So I thought I was being smart in adding some upper body work to my rebounder session today, but alas, that didn't work. And so I'm just back to bouncing, which is totally okay. You live, you learn, right? But now I'm curious, are you using anything for an upper body addition, like an upper body workout while you're rebounding? Have you found something that actually feels good and works without you compromising your movements for bouncing? Let me know in the comments if so, because I am open to experimenting and trying something different, maybe even putting together a whole entire just upper body workout that really focuses on what we can do here on the Rebounder for upper bodies. So if you have any comments, please share. So I'm pivoting and getting back to just bouncing, which is totally okay, because once again, we're about no judgment. We just show up and we give what we can, when we can, how we can, with our current state in our body. But this did make me think about how much resistance, not just from the armband, because you're probably not even using that right now, but from the rebounder itself, how much resistance is affecting your workout. If you've ever stepped onto a rebounder and thought, this feels a little weird, or it feels too hard or too squishy, you're not crazy. With the bands on your rebounder, you do have the ability to work with the tension, increasing or decreasing the resistance of the rebounder itself. That resistance comes from the tension in your mat from the cords underneath. And you can change how you bounce, it will change how you bounce, how much control you have in your movements, and it will even affect how your muscles and your joints respond. Bungees are softer and more forgiving than spring trampolines, but they can feel too soft if you don't have the core strength to control the bounce or your bungees aren't at the right tension. So how do you know what's too tight, too loose, or just right? So here's some research that I found using ChatGPT. If your rebounder is too tight, you'll notice that the bounce feels short and snappy, which that sounds fun to say, but is not good for how you want to be doing your workout. You stay on top of the mat instead of allowing yourself to sink into it, go into your bounce. Your feet might feel a slap almost on the surface as you come down with impact. And you feel every level of this probably in your joints. Biomechanically, what's happening is the rebounder stops absorbing the shock and your joints are having to take that impact. This can obviously lead to unnecessary pressure on your ankles, your knees, your low back, instead of a smooth bounce. So there have been a couple of people in the comments who say every time I try and use a trampoline or rebounder, I'm having issues in my back, especially low back. Now, this is in no way, shape, or form a diagnosis or anything like that, but just consider the tension on the type of rebounder that you are using to see if that has any kind of impact in how you're approaching your bounce. And now if your rebounder is too loose, it's the opposite problem. You will sink down and it will go down further than it really should. And it's taking more effort to get out of the bounce. Your movements can feel slow. Your bounce can feel wobbly. Fast-paced movements like jogs and even jumping jacks can feel awkward. So the biomechanics research shows that overly loose rebounders can actually challenge your bounce. And that's likely not where you want to be either. And that's going to leave you feeling fatigued quickly and risk the instability, risk falling, and it can be problematic for your knees. So what's the sweet spot? You want the rebounder to feel both responsive and supportive. You want the bounce to give you energy back. So here's how you can know that it's right, because we are always listening to our body, right? When you bounce with control and you can stay aligned, you're not overcorrecting or overcompensating with your posture to be able to hold your balance. You can do slow balance moves and fast cardio without losing rhythm, and your body feels in, not at war with, the trampoline itself. And the beautiful thing, you can always adjust. And as I always advise, listen to your body. Pay attention to how your joints and your muscles feel during and also after your workout. So today's workout, trying this upper body activity, it didn't go as planned. The bands were too much. And the combo of the high tension band on the rebounder just didn't support what I was trying to do. But it did teach me something. And more than that, it reminded me that the movement is always a conversation. The movement here on your rebounder is a conversation between your body and your ideas, your plan and the present moment, because you can get on with the best of intentions, but as you start to work out, you've got to listen to your body. So many of you have been sharing in your comments that you're buying a rebounder, you're giving it a try. And a couple of you have commented that the first time you overdid it. You went too much in your enthusiasm and excitement, which is great that you're so thrilled, but you do need to acknowledge where you're starting and that sometimes the bounce itself, the resistance, you're changing up. You're doing something different that your body's not used to. So you want to pace yourself. You just want to find your rhythm. And the way that I like that is slow and steady, gradual and easy. Let your body start to adapt, adjust, and grow stronger as you start to bounce so that you build up your endurance, you build up your strength, your stability, and your balance as you're increasing your bounce intensity. So if it feels easy peasy and you're like, I could have done more, that's okay. No need to judge that, and no need to try and push yourself to do the same amount that you might do on a jog or another cardio aerobic activity. Just ease in and listen to your body and find out what you need so that you can maintain consistency, because it is our persistence in our workout that's going to pay off. Not if we can just do a longer session today, but then we burn out and we can't do anything for days afterwards. Persistence in a steady progression that grows your muscles and allows your body to adapt is going to work better for you over time. And friend, if you have any suggestions on what I can do about adding any strength training for my upper body here on the Rebounder, please let me know in the comments. I know that I have done a resistance band on the Rebounder. I think it was in my first or second week. And so that must have been extra light instead of light. So I've just got to find the right band, and then maybe I'll give that another try. Because these things do work amazingly well at creating resistance with your own body weight. And I've used them for floor Pilates. So I was just hoping that it would be a gentle approach to add a little resistance for my arms here on the Rebounder. So maybe more on that later. I don't know. We'll see what you guys say in the comments and if you want me to give it another try. Anyhow, in honor of our friends tuning in from around the world, cheerio, and I will talk to you tomorrow.